Hello everyone, good day. I'm Rana Salaysay from BS Math 3A and we are going to answer item 12 in exercises 7.3. In item 12, the given problem is students who major in business. It has been reported that 20.4% of incoming freshmen indicate that they will major in business or a related field. A random sample of 400 incoming college freshmen was asked their preference and 95 replied that they were considering business as a major. Estimate the true proportion of freshman business majors with 98% confidence. Does your interval contain 20.4%? So let us solve the problem by finding first the alpha, C sub alpha over 2, P hat and Q hat, given the sample size n which is equal to 400, number of sample units of 95, and confidence level of 98% or 0.98. So let us first find the alpha, wherein alpha is just equal to 1 minus the confidence level which is 0.98. Therefore, 1 minus 0.98 is just equal to 0.02. Then, alpha must be divided into 2 which is equal to 0.01. When constructing a 98% of confidence interval, the confidence level of 0.98 is in the middle of the contribution, and alpha is equally divided into two tails as 0.01 each. And using table E, 0.01 is just equal to 0.0099, and it corresponds a z-value which is 2.33. Therefore, our z sub alpha over 2 or z sub 0.01 is just equal to 2.33. Next is to find the phi hat using the formula phi hat is equal to number of sample unit divided by the sample size. We have the number of sample unit of 95 and sample size of 400. So 95 divided by 400 is equal to 0.238. Then, we can now identify the Q hat by subtracting 1 and the value obtained in P hat. So 1 minus 0.238 is just equal to 0.763. We already find what is needed in order for us to solve the confidence interval for a proportion. So let us now solve for the confidence interval for a proportion given the sample size of 400, C sub alpha over 2 which is equal to 2.33, P hat is equal to 0.238, and Q hat is equal to 0.763. And using the formula for a specific confidence interval for a proportion. So, let us first substitute the given values to the formula. Then let us first solve for the lower limit of confidence interval for proportion. For our lower limit, sample proportion is greater than 0.238 minus 2.33 times the square root of 0.238 times 0.763 divided by 400. Let us first solve for the square root of 0.238 times 0.763 divided by 400 which is equal to 0.021. Next is to get the product of 2.33 and 0.021. So 2.33 times 0.021 is just equal to 0.049. Then subtract 0.238 and 0.049 and it is equal to 0.189. Therefore, for our lower limit, we have 0.189. Next is to solve for the upper limit. This time, we are going to add the p hat to z sub alpha over 2 times the square root of p hat times q hat divided by n. Just like what we have done in the lower limit, we need to find first the square root of p hat times q hat divided by n, and that is equal to 0.021. 0.021 times the z sub alpha over 2, which is 2.33, is equal to 0.049. Then, 0.238 plus 0.049 is just equal to 0.287. So for our upper limit, we have 0.287. So our specific confidence interval for proportion is greater than 0.189 and less than 0.287. Therefore, we are 98% confident that the proportion of freshman business majors is between 18.9% and 28.7%. and the interval contains 20.4%. That would be all. Thank you for listening.